sports. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And the Jags grab it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, it's hard enough to play on the road in this league as it is. But to start on the road with a fumble on the opening kickoff, just not the precedent you obviously want to set.
Not at all, and now it's just words because they've talked about it all week. From the time they start game planning for this one, remember, going into hostile territory, we have to set the tone right in the beginning, and they do the exact opposite.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Opening minute and already a trip to the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20. He'll drop to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive. This offense on the march.
This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage.
But that's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Again to Calvin Ridley, and he's got it once more. Touchdown, Jaguars!
Calvin Ridley, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Jaguars put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Gano the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down.
He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll set up to throw.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football.
What did you see on that one? Rookie mistake or just good defense?
It was a combo play, but the rookie quarterback, he'll take it all on his shoulders, and the frustration level is evident. You can see it with him. You know, if that's a veteran quarterback, he walks off like he just threw a touchdown pass because he doesn't want to show that to the defense. The young guys, They take it more to heart. It's on their sleeve a little bit. He'll learn as he goes along how to hide his emotions. Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The Jaguars at 6-2 to start play. And they come in off a loss last time out, but overall they've been playing pretty well. 6 wins and 8 prior to that defeat.
And they only scored 7 points in their last game, and that's absolutely not going to cut it in the NFL because points, they have to be scored in order to win. They've got to find a way to generate some more offense.
Looking for Austin, intercepted.
Picked off by David Long. And the Steelers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
But ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. A first carry for Najee Harris. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. They find some open field here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. They'll send a receiver in motion left. And they'll accept that penalty. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They're going to look to throw. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now back to throw. Into heavy traffic, and
That's intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
And Brandon, how many times have we talked with these rookies out there, and then we finally hear from them that the game slowed down and they're able to handle things? Not so far for this rookie, because right now, back-to-back drives, they picked him off. Not college football anymore.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Well, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. Two division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me, because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
Again, it's Harris on second down.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
The Steelers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. It's brought in by Harris. So nothing doing there. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown. Calvin Austin. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gano now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And this one too low. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
In motion comes the tight end left. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the Jags are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed, because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other, because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Able to find his man. It's Pickens. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 24-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Jaguars are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. That's one of those interceptions watching from up here. The quarterback wide receiver just looked a little out of sync.
They did look a little out of sync, and yeah, they're going to examine that when they get to the sidelines, and they'll talk about it throughout next week when they watch the tape. But the guy who's going to be there for him, really in his ear, is his center, because that's a special relation.
There he goes left side. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jags are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd down and 7. They'll drop to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jags will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. And you have to wonder, Charles, in a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because
and this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Jaguars. Calvin Austin on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Jaguars will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Gano the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. From just inside the 20, a short kick. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the third quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the fourth quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, the Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off the field?
On play action, they'll throw. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
They bring pressure there on 3rd down, but this is a nice job of picking it up and making sure their guy has time to deliver the football. And they wind up getting the 1st down.
A couple of 1st downs, has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory.
125 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
They'll give him another shot here on the ground. And some space here. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the night. And the Jaguars have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And it is 42-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I know they'd love to take some heat off of that young quarterback, but so far, not much in the running game, and this won't help things either. A loss on that play.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Ready, set.
They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
Ready, break.
In motion right here comes Johnson. They'll try and throw for it here. Completes this one to Pickens. On the move past the 40. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Back to throw again. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Pat Freiermuth, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Boswell good with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy. We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
Touchdown! Evan Ingram, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Gano the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun.
Talk about two sides of the ball at cross purposes because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. That front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their screens, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well. That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Going up top. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And my goodness, another interception. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. Well, he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
I would think as a play call, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end, any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was, because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Gano's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. But whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but with self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of you guys already...
And now here's another interception. And the Jaguars are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. Gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's going to look deep for more. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers